हरे कृष्णा। आप सभी का स्वागत है इस फिलोसॉफिकल सीरीज में। तो आज हम बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग एक इंटरव्यू लेने वाले हैं एक भक्त का जिनका नाम है रवि, वो हैदराबाद में रहते हैं। उन्होंने एक्चुअली उनका नियर डेथ एक्सपीरियंस उन्होंने खुद एक्सपीरियंस किया है, नियर डेथ एक्सपीरियंस। तो उनका एक इंटरव्यू लेने वाले हैं जो इंग्लिश में है, लेकिन संक्षिप्त में उसके बारे में बताने वाला हूँ कि कैसे उनको ये नियर डेथ एक्सपीरियंस हुआ और उसमें क्या हुआ। तो 2006 में ये जो डिवोटी रवि प्रभु, जो कि एक आईटी प्रोफेशनल है, अभी तो वो हैदराबाद में रहते हैं, वो और उनकी पत्नी दोनों हैदराबाद में रहते, अच्छे से भक्ति करते हैं। 2006 में जब वो अमेरिका में थे, डिट्रॉइट में, उनको ये एक्सपीरियंस आया जब वो एक हॉस्पिटल में गए थे। उनका कुछ माइनर सर्जरी होने वाला था, तो डॉक्टर्स उनको अनेस्थीसिया देने ही वाले थे। उसके पहले ही ये जो भक्त नहीं थे तभी, रवि करके नाम था इनका, वो ऐसे चेयर पे लेटे हुए थे और उनको एनेस्थीसिया देने वाले थे, सर्जरी करने वाले थे। उसके पहले ही वो पूरे अनकॉन्शियस हो गए, चले गए किसी दूसरे जगत में। वो ऐसे ही सो गए और हार्ट बीट नहीं चल रहा है, सांस नहीं चल रहा है, पल्स नहीं चल रहा है। ऐसे वो 6 मिनट तक थे। प्रैक्टिकली ही वाज डेड, मृत्यु, मर गए। तो ये डॉक्टर्स बोले, अरे अब तक हमने ऑपरेशन शुरू नहीं किया, एनेस्थीसिया दिया नहीं इनको, ये कैसे हो गए, तो मर गए। फिर उन्होंने बहुत उनको फिर से लाने का कोशिश किया, हार्ट ये करके, सांस देके आर्टिफिशियल, लेकिन वो आ ही नहीं रहे थे। पूरा हार्ट बंद था, पल्स नहीं था, सांस नहीं चल रही थी उनको। फिर वो डॉक्टर्स ने उनके पत्नी को बुलाया, जो कि वो भी एक डॉक्टर है, और बोले कि वो चले गए, वो सांस नहीं ले रहे, चले गए, हमने तो कुछ किया भी नहीं। 5 डॉक्टर थे अमेरिका में, उनके आजू बाजू में, वो देख रहे थे यूनिक कंडीशन। लेकिन इनके साथ हो क्या रहा था, ये कहीं और गए थे, एक टनल से गए। वो टनल में डार्क टनल जो होता है, बड़ा बोगदा जैसे, उससे गिर रहे थे और गिरते 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 फिर वो रुक गए। और उन्होंने नीचे एक ऐसा दृश्य देखा कि जो श्रीमद् भागवतम में हम 5th कैंटो में पढ़ते हैं, हेल का, नरक का। वैसे नरक में अलग अलग लोग जो है यातना भुगतते हैं, 28 प्रकार के नरक है। तो उन्होंने उसका एक ट्रेलर देखा, उधर कुछ लोग देखे और वो भी चिल्ला रहे हैं, चीख रहे हैं, मदद मांग रहे हैं। तो ये एक्चुअली उन्होंने अपने आंखों से देखा जब वो 6 मिनट में वो शरीर से बाहर आए थे। और वो बहुत डर गए, क्या हो रहा है ये डायरेक्ट हेल का डिस्क्रिप्शन। अभी वो तो भक्त नहीं थे, लेकिन थोड़ा हिंदूइज्म में कंसेप्ट होता है कि नरक वगैरह से पता रहता है थोड़ा, तो उनको पता चल गया ये नरक है। लेकिन वो बहुत डर गए और उन्होंने आंख बंद करके सोचा कि मैं फिर से, मुझे जाना है जहां से मैं आया। और वैसे जैसे उन्होंने सोचा, तुरंत चले गए उनके शरीर में पैक, और फिर से उठ गए। और डॉक्टर्स को बोला कि मेरा ये हो गया क्या, ऑपरेशन हो गया क्या? डॉक्टर्स बोले नहीं, ऑपरेशन किया ही नहीं, कुछ किया ही नहीं, तुम तो पूरे चले गए थे, मर गए थे, आपको लगा मर गए आप। और हमने एम्बुलेंस बुलाया। फिर एम्बुलेंस बुला के उनका चेकअप वगैरह किया, सब ठीक था। लेकिन उस 6 मिनट में जो उन्होंने देखा, उनका जिंदगी बदल गया उसकी वजह से। तो आप आज देखिए, उनका इंटरव्यू इंग्लिश में है, लेकिन आप समझ सकते हैं कि कैसे उनको एक नियर डेथ एक्सपीरियंस हुआ। उसमें उन्होंने एक्चुअल नरक देखा और उनको लगा कि मुझे भगवान ने एक ट्रेलर दिया है, बाद में मैं उधर जाने वाला हूँ। इसलिए वो बाद में भक्तों से मिले और भक्ति में सीरियस बन गए, और आज बहुत ही सीरियस भक्त है ये रवि प्रभु। उनको एक्चुअली हेल का एक ट्रेलर मिल गया है, नियर डेथ एक्सपीरियंस। तो जरूर आप ये इंटरव्यू के पूरा देखिए, आपको समझ में आएगा कि एक्चुअली श्रीमद् भागवतम में जो डिस्क्रिप्शन है नरक का, दैट इज एक्चुअली देयर, इट इज देयर। लोग बोलते हैं किसने देखा है नरक, किसने देखा है स्वर्ग, बट इट इज देयर, 100% फैक्ट है। जो पाप करते हो नरक में जरूर जाते हैं। आप ये इंटरव्यू जरूर देखिए। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। हरे कृष्ण। विद रवि प्रभु, he is with us, so we are going to have an experience in his life, so that he is going to share with you, all of you YouTube viewers. So I welcome all of you also for this interesting session. And we had done similar videos before describing about hell and reincarnation. So this is on similar line. So very unique experience Prabhuji had. So he'll be elaborating on that. So I welcome all the viewers and I welcome Ravi Prabhu for this interview. Hare Krishna. So first of all, I would like to ask Ravi Prabhu that please you can tell about yourself in brief, where you are situated, what you are doing currently as a profession, and what is your education.
As you have already mentioned my name, my full name is Ravikant Chintala. By profession, I'm a IT engineer. I started my career in 1998 with a BTech in electronics background. And in 1996, 95, I had an opportunity to go to US on work basis. I migrated to me and my family. We moved to New York, and we moved into several places in US. So I continued with my IT profession in US. We stayed in US for about 14 years and came back to India in 2009. Since 2009, I have been in India.
India, where to?
I'm in Hyderabad.
Okay. Yeah, and since when you are chanting? How many years?
I got introduced to Iskcon in somewhere between late 2006 and started chanting in 2007.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So, and also, can you tell about Mataji, what she is doing? Your wife?
My wife is Kavita Chintala. Her initiated name Karna Radhika Mataji. I have 3 children. And she is a doctor by profession. She is a pediatric cardiologist. She did many of her advanced studies in US. She practiced in US, and currently she's working for Care Hospital in Hyderabad.
Thank you. So we'll come to the point which our viewers are eagerly waiting about your unique experience of seeing something extraordinary when you are in US, where you went to a different world, near-death experience, as we say in our common terms, near-death experience. This was a very NDE. So you had quite a very intimate experience, NDE. So we'd like to know more about it, when it happened, which year, and the place where it happened in US. And you can also describe elaborately what exactly happened.
Sometime in the month of June 2006, I wanted to undergo a minor medical procedure. So my wife, being in medical profession, she has identified the best available surgeon for that procedure. This was in Detroit, Michigan. And after evaluating and going through a pre-procedural preparation and everything, I met that doctor a couple of times, and we scheduled that appointment. This was in a clinic setup, which is not an operating theater, which is like the procedure was only for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then the doctor told me you should not drive back, but you can very well be able to, but I would advise your wife be with you. So my wife accompanied me. So I went into the clinic, and there was a small table and a relaxing chair. It was not even a bed. It was like a leisurely sleeping kind of a long chair. Okay. So initially, a doctor briefed me again, saying that, okay, this is what we are going to do. We are going to give you local anesthesia, and it's a small cut, and then we'll put the sutures. You'll be back back at home in about 10 or 15 minutes. It should be done. And the beauty of this one is, whatever happened in that, there were medical people as evidence, and everything was documented. So what is happening? There were 2 nurses, 1 medical assistant, and a surgeon in that room, and my wife was standing outside. They closed the door, and after the briefing was done, the surgeon stepped to get some scissors or some other equipment, and then the preparation was going on too. I can see all the tools and everything on the table to make me. The assistant saw me little tensed up, and he tried to do a small chat and try to relax me. And while I was talking to him, suddenly I fell back and my eyes started rolling. Instead of seeing the person in front, I was looking at the ceiling and my head rolled back. So from physical perspective, that was the last I remember about what is happening in that room. And then whatever is happening to my body, it was described to me later by the nurse and the assistant and the surgeon. But I have no recollection of what is happening to my body. What I was looking at is suddenly everything, my eyes became dark. I couldn't see anything. And I started falling through a tunnel, a dark tunnel. And the speed at which I was going, I never experienced that high speed moment of myself in my life. The closest I can see is when an aeroplane takes off. So this was going at extremely high speed, and I was able to feel the air on my face. But technically, my face is somewhere else. So I'm not in the tunnel. But my feeling is, and I was screaming and yelling for help, and I was so scared that I was asking for help. But no voice is coming out. I couldn't hear any voice. I could only experience continuous fall. This went on for a few minutes, and after some time, as if somebody helped, but I don't know who helped. I can't see anything, but I was suspended in the middle of the tunnel, and slowly I peeped down. There is still some halfway down the path, but I was something held me up, but I didn't dare see back. Maybe I should have seen, but when I looked down, there are some white creatures asking for help, just like me. And what I felt was everybody who were looking in that white shape, they were also very in very high pain, and they needed help, and they are screaming and yelling for help. So at this stage, I was a little calmed down, but still my heart was very heavy. I didn't know where I was, and I literally wanted to go back. At that stage, suddenly I woke up into my body. When I woke up, I tried to get up from the chair and stand up. But the doctor said, no, don't stand up, don't move. We don't know what happened to you. We called the ambulance. The stretcher will be here any minute. So I said, is the operation done? I thought this was because of the... I was an impression that maybe it was because of the anesthesia. So I asked the doctor, is the operation done? That was my first question. My voice was very clear and everything. Now, whatever I speak, my eyes were stable. I can see everything around. From myself, I was normal by that time. And I asked whether the operation is complete. He said, no, the operation is not complete. Man, you passed out and you had no pulse for more than 6 minutes. And we did a mouth-to-mouth to resuscitate, to initiate. Your heart was 0, there was no pulse. And then we did
no breathing also.
No breathing. No breathing. So
no breathing, no heartbeat, no pulse.
No, nothing. It is the definition of medical death. And we called your wife. She's right outside the door, and they opened the door, and my wife walked in. She was crying. they described to her already that he went away. We didn't do anything, but he went away. So then, by the time she came next to my bed, I woke up and sat. So they said, okay, don't move. We'll put you on stretcher, and then they moved to a bigger hospital where they put all the monitoring things, blood pressure monitoring. They did all the scanning and everything. After 24 hours, after 4 hours, initially they said we'll observe you for 24 hours. But since I was talking and they checked my eyes and everything, I said, okay, looks like not that serious. So they put me in a regular ward and put all the observations for about 4 hours. And then some specialist came and said, yeah, you can go home. If you have any problems again, you can consult your regular physician. Now, in this 4 hours, I did not discuss anything that happened, what I saw in the tunnel, not even 4 hours. For a long period, I never discussed this with anybody else. Because what I felt that from the spiritual knowledge what I had until that day, until 2006. So I was not considering myself as a very bad person. And only bad people go to hell. and I don't deserve to go to hell. And I pretty much knew from the pain and agony that I went through in the tunnel and the suspension and looking at all the creatures down there, I was convinced I was at the entrance of the hell. So what did I do? I don't deserve to go to hell. So that was my feeling, and at the same time, I don't want to discuss this with my wife because it's that way. I'm telling her, okay, I'm a bad person. I deserve to go to hell.
Thank you for this interview, and we hope and pray that all our viewers will learn some lesson from this, and they also become serious in Krishna consciousness as early as possible. So thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for your time. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.